Hi guys, it's Lee Loves Makeup, and I'm coming to you from the Midwest where it's actually -7 today. So I thought I'd do a video on how to just jazz up our look a little bit, especially in the winter time when we're feeling kind of blah and pale and pasty. Now you can do this any time of the year, but I was just really needing it today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and jazz up my eyes. So I've got Oyster, which is one of our regular colors in our line. It's just a nice highlighting shadow. It's great to put here and here, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use a concealing brush or a detailed shadow brush. It's got synthetic hairs, so it puts it on a little bit thicker and more intense, just like applicators do. Of course, different brushes do different things, and if you're not certain what they do, then definitely look it up. But today I'm going to take and go right in here with this Oyster. It's just going to brighten up my eyes. It's going to take out that little bit of green and blue that we tend to get when we're tired, or it's sub-zero out and we're like a zombie, or just genetics. So like some of us have that because of genetics. And I'm going to also take it right up here. That's just going to make my eyes pop a little bit more. And I've already got some pretty shimmery colors on today, but I really like to combine matted with shimmer. It's nice to have a little bit of both. It just helps, they play off of each other basically. So if you don't want to put it on that heavy, or if you want to go back through and blend, then just take a shadow brush that has more of a natural hair and just make those feathery swipes. And that'll break it up so it's not as heavy on the eyes. And then I also like to take a clean brush and just kind of work my way under there. Like this is more for contouring, but it was close, so I grabbed it. Because it can kind of build up on the bottom, and we don't want that. We don't want it to interfere with our concealer. We just want it to all kind of play together well. Now the next step I'm going to do is a little bit of kind of contouring, but not so much. I mean, I'm not going to get too heavy, but I am going to take bronzer, and I'm going to do a contouring sweep down here. And I'm not necessarily wanting to make my nose any slimmer because it's kind of thin up on top. Like some of us do need to do that a little bit. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my powder that I normally use. Like it's a nice setting powder. It's our Ultra powder. You can put this all over your whole face. I'm dry, so I don't want to do that. But I do always dust my nose with it. So I'm going to dust the top of my nose. That way the bronzer can kind of blend gradually, because I don't want to put too much bronzer like on my actual nose. Otherwise it's going to give you that like dirty nose look, and I don't want to look like that. So I'm taking our satin bronzer, and for the nose I'm just going to kind of lightly dust a little bit like right here. And keep in mind I still got some of that powder, so I'm dusting just to break it up a little bit. And next I'm going to go under my cheekbones and then softly dust on top. Now today I've got my warm tones on, so this makes sense with what I've got going on. We don't want to get too heavy though. Like if you've got browns and blacks and purples, you know, the cool tones, like the pinks and all that, yes, absolutely wear your bronzer, but just don't get too crazy. Like I'm a matchy person. I like to wear my warm tone shadows with my warm tone clothes, and bronzer of course is naturally warm tone because most humans have warm tone to their skin. Some of us have a little bit of pink too, but anyway, I don't want to get too crazy is where I was going with that. So I can add a little bit of that, but I'm not going to wash it all over my whole face. Some people like to take the bronzer and get really, really orangey with it. I still like to see that gradual blend. And again, of course, that's just me because I am a pale Midwestern girl, and not all of us are, and that's fabulous. I'm jealous of you that if you actually have color, that's awesome. But I don't, so I don't want to have like a heavy line. I want to keep it kind of separated so I can still see my neckline without a heavy, like look like I put on a Halloween mask look. The next thing I'm going to do, the third step to jazzing up my look, is I'm going to use our Plush lip liner. This one's Hot Cocoa. Again, I've got my warm tones on. lip liners are back. Like, people like to see the variation again, which is great because I love that look. So I'm going to start up here, and I like to start on the end and then meet my peak and come down and then go back up. Like, for me, that's easier. Now, everybody's got a different lip shape. So being a makeup artist for 20 years, yes, I do start on people a little bit differently from time to time, depending on their lip shape. But for me personally, this works for me. So I'm coming up, meeting in the middle, and then same thing in the bottom. Now, putting your lip liner on first helps it grab heavier. So it is going to be a heavier, like a longer wearing approach is what I'm trying to explain here. Your lips are dry, so they're going to grab it better. So if you want it to last longer, and if you want even a more intense look, you can do that same thing, but just put it on all over. Of course, it's going to be deeper. You can use 2 different lip colors. Lip liners. You can put a lighter lip color in the middle if you really want more of a stain, because I'm not a huge fan of stains. They really dry your lips out, but if you can find a nice hydrating lip liner like our Plush lip liner, it doesn't dry my lips out and like make them sting or crack or anything. So I have done that, and it has lasted for hours. Like, I had our red one on our Valentine for like 7 hours one day. It was crazy, and my lips did not go crazy and crack and feel like I just smeared chalk all over them, which is great. So next I'm going to take our Softness Plush lip gloss, and I'm going to apply it for moisture and for a little bit of shine. So you can see the 2 of them combined. I've got a little bit of color variation there. It helps accentuate my lips and my shape, and I just love it. I think they are so cute together, and I hope that you like my little tips. Follow me for more makeup tips. I'm sorry I don't make tons of videos. I need to get better about it, but sometimes I turn the video on, the recorder on, and I'm like, ugh! And then I stop myself. Like, I have all these great ideas, and then I go to do them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, spooky. Anyway, so comment if you have other things that you want me to try to cover on. Please follow me. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at Lee Loves Makeup and Merle Norman Day Spa. Have a great day, everybody.